So, I've had a couple requests for a walkthrough of my pedal board, just on various forums and from some other videos. So, first thing is I've got kids and pets like many of you, so I've got these slip covers with 1-inch padded foam just to keep, dust, toys, and miscellaneous things off my board. Get those out of the way. So I built this, I don't know, a few years ago, and it's out of 3/4 inch and 1/2 inch furniture grade plywood with a hardwood wear strip on the front, just to help protect it a little bit. I wanted something that was small and lightweight and strong and flexible that I could put lots of stuff on and move it around, because we're always looking for the better thing. And I wanted to keep it small, so I actually went with 2 boards instead of 1. I guess that's me. Use the small board, use the big board, patch in pedals to play with. It's also multi-layer. So on the bottom layer, we've got the wireless cabling, power's under here. I'll flip it over in a minute. Patch bay for the patch cable, power, pedal strips. Everything's attached with Velcro. There's these little slots under here so that I can run pedals from one section to the other. And I'll flip it over here. It's hollowed out for lightweight and access. I use the GigRig generator. It's actually Velcroed in the back of my amp. And then I run a DC extension cord in my snake. That way all the AC power is backed by my amp, and I'm only running DC down my snake into my board. There's 4 cables, because one's for the base, so I can use the board for both. Everything's tied down with Velcro, just for retaining and keeping everything nice and neat. The one thing is the patch bay was an afterthought, so I should have made this a little bit wider, but oh well, it's on there. It's never fallen off. It's actually on there pretty well, but it would have been nice if I had that whole thing covered, but oh well. So it's got a small angle to it, just to help. And the back's totally cut away as well, so you can get in there when you need to. The snake, I just wrapped all the cables in Tech-Flex and put some big shrink wrap on the end just to keep everything nice and tidy and keep the Tech-Flex from unraveling and things like that. All the cables on the board are the Lava do-it-yourself. I've liked them. I've never had a problem with them. They're small. They don't take up much space. They sound good. They stay together. I've never had a problem with them. These little plastic things are to keep my knobs from moving. Both when I'm taking the covers on and off and putting it in and out of its case, which is just a padded keyboard bag. They don't stay on with a whole lot of force. I wanted them to come on and off easy, but prevent the casual turning of the knobs. Everything, all the Velcro is just standard 2-inch sticky back industrial Velcro. But I've never had a problem with it. Nothing's ever fallen off. It all stays pretty good. And it's actually pretty hard to get some of these off. You've got to pull pretty good. One of the tricks to getting it to work really well is not just push it on, but after you push it on, wiggle the pedal around a little bit, and that'll make it stay really tight. So I come in through the wireless, then I hit the tuner, and if I'm having a problem with the wireless or I want to use a cable for whatever reason, this is up kind of high in the corner, so I just unplug this, and I can plug in my wired cable right there, and no wireless. Okay, from that I go into the decimator. Out of the decimator comes into the wah, out of the wah into the overdrive. This is just kind of I don't use it to hit the front of the amp, it's just kind of a low gain, you know, bluesy type overdrive sound, nothing fancy. From that into the compressor goes to the patch bay into the front of the amp loop comes back into the chorus, then the delay, then the reverb, and then goes back to the amp. The patch point is actually between the delay and the reverb, so that any effects I do over here are pre-reverb and I can get a little bit of reverb with them. So that's pretty much it in a nutshell. It's worked out really well. The 2 layers let you put a lot of stuff on the bottom and kind of get it out of the way. This just makes it easier to get in there. These notches and the top are just so that I can run the cabling here, and when the snake's not on there I can stand it up on its back. No cables get pinched, you know, nothing's on the ground except the wood, and I carry it upside down like that in its case, so that's why I did these notches. This is an extra one just because I wanted to sort of future-proof it in case I change my mind down the road. All the horizontal pieces are 1/2 inch, all the vertical pieces are 3/4, everything's glued and screwed. Then a couple coats of primer, a couple coats of enamel, let it harden for a couple weeks, and then I put the Velcro on with a small rolling pin, let that sit for a couple weeks, and actually I can't get the Velcro off anymore. It sits on there, and it's but if it has to come off, it's going to have to be cut off and then resanded and painted. So it's worked out pretty well. But that's pretty much it. The small board is, you know, similar concept, similar design, just more of the same, but smaller.